So like I thought, a North American war did result in the kind of collapse of Mexico. Not necessarily the collapse, that's a little bit of a big word to use, but we might be seeing that here. So yes, the USA decided to spread some freedom over towards Central America. I don't know if it's necessarily freedom because I don't believe... I thought Mexico was a democracy, but actually, never mind. Government rank, has technology... Geez, I just like talked about like how we can figure this out, but either way, the USA has declared an imperialist war, I believe, on Mexico. And is that right? Yes, it is. And the USA is also fighting at the same time. They're fighting Prussia, Mecklenburg, which isn't that big of a deal, and Mexico, obviously. There are a few more wars that are going on in the background. Again, Britain's still dealing with the smaller nations. And as well as Britain is... Actually, no, Britain is not involved in this war. Australia is going after New Great Britain. They've got 46 war score. I believe this is a war for the colony in... Yes, that's what I figured. For this... well, they were a colony. I'm sorry. They're not anymore. These two provinces here. So more than likely, this will be Australia's last stand to kick out the British from their continent. And then they will only have to deal with the Spanish and Portuguese, which right now, they're not allied to either one of those nations. Yes, so that'll be only a matter of time. But then, who are... Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. They're allied to Portugal. They're not allied to Spain. Something to keep in mind. Again, I'm really expecting a very, very strong Australia. An incredibly strong Australia. Also, here's another big set of news. Well, first of all, the Ottomans turned into Turkey in the last video. Then we had 2 wars declared on Turkey. One was a Persian-Greek war. Very smart war to bring up. However, the Brazilians, who's allied to Turkey, it's one of the only alliances Turkey has, actually sent something over. And we've seen this happen, in a few videos ago. The Brazilians will help the Ottomans out, which is so weird. I don't know why. And they're helping out tremendously right now because they've acquired the Greek capital. And because this was a war declared by the Greeks, that is really not good. So on the looks of things, it looks like, Greece and Persia are having a lot of success. But in reality, they're not. They're at negative 38 war score because it's a nationalist war, and Greece has their own capital taken by one of the alliance members. So yeah, that's really, really bad. But for the most part, they were doing good. I mean, obviously Persia is having a lot of success. I think they've already pretty much destroyed the Turkish military almost entirely. Maybe not. No, Brazil sent over like their entire military, which is crazy. And yeah, obviously Persia, like I said, is having a lot of success in eastern Turkey. I don't know how this Greek province got popped out, but anyways, the Naples is also at war with Turkey. They only have 2 occupations, but one is a big one, the capital, Constantinople. So Turkey might have a lot more success here as long as the Brazilians are distracted with Greece and Persia and not with Naples. This could be a pretty big moment. They're at positive 17 war score, so they could really do a lot of damage as long as the Brazilians don't pay any attention to them. Pretender rebels have popped up, no big deal there. They might just try to grab this province away, who knows. But that's everything. Oh, we've got Scotland versus Great Britain. Okay, that one just popped up, and actually Scotland's at positive war score with that. Wow. Okay. And then we have Norway versus Sweden. So there's a lot of big ones going on. A lot of big wars. Holy crap. Okay, now some of this is coming from South Africa is providing a lot of help because South Africa did form, remember Cape Colony, after their 3rd attempt, finally formed South Africa. Ooh, they're at war with all of Belgium and Portugal. How'd you get yourself involved in that? You're allied to New Great Britain? That's why. Yes. All right, well, that's not good. But nonetheless, Scotland might get a whole bunch of territory here. They might not be that powerful. USA still has 19,000 men, but they've been slowly taking troops off the British Isles. Not sure how much longer that's going to take. So this is going to be bad. Now, Scotland could form Great Britain themselves, so they might be back eventually. And Norway's having a lot of success against Swedish Scandinavia. I'm wondering if Sweden has pretty much just abandoned Scandinavia at this point and just sent all their troops down to Africa. That is entirely possible. I know Sweden had a few regiments in their war against Gabon, which let's see exactly how much they did. Oh, Gabon actually ended up taking things away from this tribe here. And they were at war with Egypt as well. They're still at war with Portugal, but Portugal doesn't really care. Portugal, hey, they're at least in the territory. They're trying to begin the siege. There's a little bit going on here. Yeah, there's a slight bit of stuff going on. Is this Russia? Okay, so Russia grabbed this stuff back. Denmark's gone to Bremen. Bremen took this stuff over. Sweden did as well. This is just a big old mess. And then Russia, I'm guessing this popped out because of a Russian separatist or something like that. More than likely. I mean, these rebels are just insane. In this campaign, rebels have had such a big impact on the game. Whereas in the present day mod, nah, they didn't have much of an impact at all. Okay, so Norway might form Scandinavia here. That's entirely possible, right? I mean, I don't know how much they need to control in modern day Denmark. They might need to control a lot. Who knows? But we'll see. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm not even focusing in on North America, which is where the big kind of... I mean, it's not really a big war. Obviously, I'm thinking the USA are going to dominate, as they are. They've got 100,000 men. No, 150,000 men. I'm sorry. They've got the biggest military in the world. Last time we checked, at least. Let us go ahead and have this running on in the background. Last time we checked, the USA had a bigger military than even Russia. Russia has never really entirely came back in terms of their military manpower. Well, manpower, I'm sorry, manpower they're doing fine. I'm just talking about overall military size. They're still rebuilding. It's really, really slowed them down. So maybe Canada will also get involved in a war. Looks like the USA are going to chop away at the northern Mexican empire, which would get rid of, maybe it wouldn't get rid of entirely because Canada has a lot of territory pretty deep into central North America. But they might chop away a lot of this front, which is we're going to reduce border friction between Canada and Mexico. Just less likely, I guess. It's still possible. It's still entirely possible. It's very unlikely that the USA are going to take all of these provinces away from Mexico, but it's possible, and it would actually really be bad for Canada. So there's a huge stack of particular lists here in the Mexican Empire. And again, I mean, the USA is having their way with Mexico. I guess we don't really need to pay attention to this. This isn't as close of a war as we've seen between Peru and Mexico initially in the previous episode. Yeah, so all of Greece has been occupied by Brazil, and Brazil is still going after more. Persia's finally gotten themselves involved, though, against Brazil. Persia obviously going to be the big country in this war. If Persia doesn't get over to Greek land soon, then they are going to lose this war. They need to unoccupy that stuff that Brazil has under their control. Norway's at 60 war score. The Greeks are at negative 45. Oh, and Naples is pieced out. So what did they end up taking? Scotland at 31. Just this one province, that's what I figured. They wanted to kick every other power out of Africa as much as they can, at least. They'll probably go after France soon, but that's going to be a tough one. That will not be that easy. France will still be a little bit difficult. And yeah, no, totally. Scotland is probably going to have full occupation over Great Britain in the British Isles, which is going to give them a ton of war score. And I just cannot believe I've never seen it. I mean, I do think that I agree, now at this point, pretty far into the campaign. I mean, the British were slightly underpowered. Actually, no, massively underpowered for the amount of territory they had in the very beginning. They should have been as powerful as the USA and Russia, even more powerful almost to say. But, I don't know. I have no idea. The USA is at 8 war scores so far, and we have Australia at 54. I don't know if they're just trying to accumulate more. I mean, they're probably not going to take that much away, are they? I can't see them taking much more away than just the 2 provinces they want in the Australian continent. But we'll see. Yes, the British, they didn't lose that much away from Nepal. Yeah, I mean, they lost a little bit, but not that much. Really, because this region is so divided, this could be helpful for Punjab and Qing, as well as Thailand, if they wanted to maybe invade. I mean, how do they feel about these guys? They don't like them. They don't like each other. So I'm surprised that Thailand hasn't thought about maybe attacking the subcontinent of India. That'd make a lot of, obviously, that's a lot of power there. And it's very rich lands also. Have you guys pieced out? No. South Africa is still not having a very fun time at all here. They're going to lose a lot of territory if they're not careful. But again, I mean, that's only a matter of time before this stuff becomes independent at some point anyways. Unless it already is. No, it's not. Okay, just making sure. I didn't know. I didn't know if it was one of those like British Columbia situations or whatever. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so the USA is absolutely wiping Mexico on the floor here. I mean, you know, Mexico was dealing with, obviously they just got out of war. They lost a lot of manpower. They were also dealing with rebels. I'm sure Peru, you know, oh, I didn't even talk about, yes, Peru took like a good chunk away from Mexico, but not like a whole bunch. You know, it was what? It was a good amount, but not as much as they probably could have if they waited a little bit longer to have peaced out. They got exactly what they wanted, and they just peaced out, and then that was it. Does the USA, they're about to grab Mexico here, which is going to give them a ton of war score. Mexico pretty much has no military at all. Luckily, well, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say, you know, the colony is probably not going to declare on Mexico, but Canada might. That's the thing. That would be the issue. So Greece is at -15. Oh, they're making some progress. Prussia might have gotten over to Greek lands and slowed them down a bit. The USA also just called in Spain and all of Spain's colonies. Oh, man. Oh, that's bad. So Spain dealt with their peasants. They must have either agreed to whatever their requirements were. I'm guessing maybe higher autonomy or something like that. Yes, so Greece has been on... Oh, no, the war is over. So did you take anything? Oh, no, you guys both... It was a white peace. Russia moving kind of close to Turkey. I wonder if they're thinking about anything there. Armenian separatists have arisen in eastern Turkey. As well as, who are these guys? Ottoman noble rebels. Alright, well, I guess they got lucky. Again, Naples is the really, the beneficiary of that war, because they ended up just getting the province, getting out of there. Brazil wasn't going after the Italian peninsula at all. They're more focused on going after Greek lands, which is understandable. I mean, Greece had Athens right there. So, oh my goodness, look at Scotland. Wow. Okay, so the British are dead. Or no, they're not dead, actually. They are probably just in, India. But where's their colony in India? That's the thing. Hold on, we can just go here. Their colony is off the coast of North America. It's in Bermuda. That's not a bad idea. It'll be pretty safe there. So the British will remain in power. The thing is, though, and they'll probably stay around for a while. They've got provinces all over the place. The thing is, Scotland will never be able to form Great Britain. This is a crazy campaign. This is such a strange campaign. It's getting weirder and weirder like every second. Ooh, and also I didn't even realize that Japan had declared war at some point on Korea. Qing also, either the separatists were successful or something, but Japan is now, they've landed in Eastern Asia, which is a big deal. Obviously, you know, Qing and Japan don't like each other. Well, it's not that bad. It's not too bad. I'm guessing. Wait, you're telling me that Japan and Qing have not rivaled each other? That's what you're saying. They support the independence of Spanish Pacific. They have not. Wow. Japan has only rivaled Spain. That is really shocking. Anyways, big deal here. We've seen this in the past where Japan lands in the Korean Peninsula, but we've never seen Qing at just like this strength, because they don't really have any strength at all. So I'm sure only a matter of time before Korea... Wait a second. Was that really a war? Did that war get declared by... Like, maybe that war was declared a long time ago or something. Because I see no truce. It could have been rebels, I guess. Well, anyways, we'll see what Japan decides to do on the Korean mainland, because they have a lot of options now. Their options are wide open. And the USA have peaced out, and they did take a big chunk away from Mexico. Mexico still controls about about the southern half of Texas, moving up through California. But yeah, they ate away at all this stuff here. Oh, they actually took a big chunk. They took a big bite out of Mexico, even bigger than I think Peru took out of Mexico. Yeah, so that was very aggressive of them. Peru's allied to Haiti. Didn't realize that. As well as Canada. Oh, that is smart. Okay, so Peru and Canada have just allied to each other. As well as Peru's allied to British Columbia. Now, does Brazil have any alliances? Brazil is allied to the USA. We are going to see something very big once again. Now, Brazil is no longer allied to Prussia. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Mexico and Prussia were allied. Brazil would also call in Spain and Turkey. Peru would call in Austria. Oh man, that would be big. And so that's gotta happen at some point. Peru and Brazil must happen at some point here. And that would be big because we're also going to see Canada versus the USA. Man, yes, the New World is going to be really interesting. It's kind of funny how the New World has really been the cause of... I mean, they've caused the Old World to get involved in wars, but they haven't really been the focus of anything. It's been pretty one-sided, like when Russia gets involved in a war with Qing or something like that. It's been one-sided in that sense. Portugal's still not having much success here. And yeah, that is about it. Ooh, what's going on here with Poland? Hey, did Poland get more land? No, they didn't. I don't think they did. It kind of looks like it, but no, I don't think they did. Is there anything else that we're missing? Yes, Norway took over all of Sweden. Okay. Wow. Again, with the campaign just becoming just insane. This is the weirdest campaign ever. Australia's peaced out with New Great Britain. New Great Britain, I think, is dead. Oh, look, New Zealand is here. Novia Zealandia. What is that? What is that? That is a colony under the Netherlands. Okay, well, there you go. And at some point, I'm thinking that Australia is going to declare on... Is it... Yeah, they're going to declare on Portugal. Well, maybe not. They're allied. But clearly there is a claim on these two lands. And I want to see if Australia is going to take it even a step further and maybe go after Papua New Guinea. If they declare war on Spain, I can almost guarantee you they're going to go after these Spanish provinces here too. That's where things are going to get interesting. Especially if... I didn't realize that this Indonesian nation was also having quite a bit of success controlling most of their island. It'll make this part of the map very interesting if Australia gets involved in affairs on these islands. Waiting for Thailand to do the same thing, but they have been reluctant, I guess, to go down that route. They don't want to do it. Now, who is Scotland allied to? This makes a whole new game. Okay, so Scotland is not allied to anybody. They're going to need to get some alliances up soon. I wouldn't be surprised if Scotland attacks Ireland soon, but they got to get a navy. Scotland has got to get a navy. That's the #1 priority. So I guess if you rooted for Great Britain, you're probably just going to root for Scotland now. Because Scotland is the new Great Britain. Essentially, I mean, technically not, no, but essentially, I mean, they kind of are. Oh, Egypt, I think... Did they take away lands here? Or no, they've always had this stuff, right? Ethiopia? Yeah, they've always had this stuff. Okay. I was just making sure. I was not sure. And I guess that's it for the wars. Oh my goodness! Holy crap! Gavin just ate all of Portuguese Angola, didn't they? No, Portuguese Angola is still around, but they just ate a ton of it. What is happening, man? What happened? And Noop popped out of Swedish lands. Gavin, that is just crazy, dude. You just took way too much. I don't know if you're going to keep this. I'd like you to have this force that started off in Africa. That'd be kind of cool. But man, who was expecting that? This campaign is getting so weird. It's been like 2 videos and the campaign just got really weird. Like crazy different things are going on right now. Again, I think just a lot of the smaller nations had been eaten up, and at that point, when the smaller nations get eaten up, it's time for the big guys to go to war with each other. And Britain has popped out of Coach, I believe. And there's no wars going on. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to fast forward until we get involved into some cool wars to go back and come back to. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.